everybody, I'm Kathryn Kippers and I'm Miss Minnesota. I've actually been Miss Minnesota for 2 years. So normally this is something that a Miss Minnesota would only hold that title for 1 year, but because of COVID, they had me hold it for 2 whole years, and that's never happened before. Something else that's kind of fun to know about me is that I do have 2 little Miss Minnesota princesses, and I have a picture of them right back here with me. Their names are Callie and Stella, and I just love them so much, even though I haven't been able to see them as recently. Now, Callie and Stella inspire me so much on what it means to be a true princess. Both of them are always authentically 100% themselves, and I think as a princess, as a title holder, as Miss Minnesota, as a prince, or sitting at home, it's so important to remember to always be 100% authentically yourself. Another thing that Callie and Stella do that inspires me is they're always so kind to everybody that they meet. I think as a prince or a princess, or just as a human, it's so important to spread kindness and positivity. And these 2 always greet me with laughs and smiles and absolute joy. Another thing that I think is really fun to share is one of my favorite quotes about being a princess, and it's written right back here on the wall in this picture frame. My favorite princess quote is to always wear your invisible crown. Now you might notice that I'm holding my crown with me, so this is my Miss Minnesota crown that I usually wear at appearances, but I'm not wearing it today to show a bit of a point. I don't always wear this princess crown. Sometimes I do, but a lot of the times when I'm grocery shopping, when I'm watching movies with my family, or when I'm studying, I'm not wearing this crown. But it's so important to remember that my worth or my status as Miss Minnesota or as a princess is not encompassed in whether or not I'm wearing a crown. So all of you today, remember that if you take off your fancy outfit or your crown and you're not wearing it tomorrow, you're still that same prince or princess that you are today. So again, even if I'm at the grocery store watching movies with my family or just studying, I still try to practice that kindness and positivity, and I also try to always be authentically myself. So those are the 3 biggest points that being a princess means to be authentic, to be kind, and to always act as if I am wearing my princess crown, even if I'm not wearing it. We've got some fun things planned for you today, and first, I kind of wanted to show all of you a little bit of a fashion show. Because I am Miss Minnesota, I have a lot of different hats and outfits that I end up wearing. So I kind of wanted to show you some of my favorite outfits that I wear as Miss Minnesota, and some of the outfits that I wear when I'm not being Miss Minnesota. First, I want to show you the outfit that I wore when I won this crown. Let's go. Oops, wrong princess. Well, this is what I look like when I'm going to school. You know, as Miss Minnesota, I'm not always in big, poofy gowns. Sometimes I'm just in some of my favorite comfortable pants and one of my favorite pink tops. Since we're doing everything virtual, I would share a personal story of one of the first dances I ever went to. One of the first dances I ever went to was a father-daughter dance, and I'd never been to one of these before. And I remember I was so excited and so nervous because I wanted to have the perfect dress, and I wanted to have a lot of fun with my dad, and I'd never danced before, so I didn't think I knew what I was doing. And I remember I got to the dance and I had this beautiful pink dress on. If you haven't noticed, I wear a lot of pink. I had this beautiful pink long gown on, and my dad had a pink tie to match mine. When we got there, before any of the dancing even started, I spotted across the room this chocolate fountain. Now, I love chocolate. It's easily my most favorite food. So naturally, before any of the dancing started, my dad and I went to check out the chocolate fountain. I remember dipping strawberries, marshmallows, pretzel sticks, other pieces of chocolate into the fountain. And my dad and I came back to our table with like 2 heaping plates of chocolate dipped things. After we tried all of the different chocolate items, we were ready to go start dancing. I stand up and I look down at my dress and I realize I spilled chocolate all over my skirt. It was so embarrassing. Right where my knee was a big chocolate stain. I ran to the bathroom and I tried to brush the chocolate off of my dress. and I only made it worse. The big chocolate stain was even bigger. I came out of the bathroom, tears were about to start filling in my eyes because I was so embarrassed at having a mess all over my dress. And my dad saw it, and he saw me, and he gave me a hug, and he told me that it didn't matter and that I still looked beautiful. And I remember that night my dad and I practiced a bunch of different fun dances, and he twirled me around on the dance floor, and it was such a fun event to do with my dad. And really, at the end of the day, what my dad taught me is that it didn't matter what dress I wore, it didn't matter what I looked like, it didn't matter how much chocolate I got to eat, it just mattered that the two of us had a fun time together dancing. And so I hope that all of you at home, you can have the opportunity to dance with each other, dance with your parents or your caregivers, and I hope that if any of you spill any chocolate or anything on your dress, remember, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. Did you know that to compete for Miss Minnesota and Miss America, you have to have a talent? So when I competed and won this crown, I decided to sing for my talent. Today, I want to sing for you one of my favorite songs to perform. It's called A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes from Cinderella. I'm going to sing it once, and then if you know it, I want you to sing it along with me the second time. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you sing along. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. I'm guessing all of you probably have a favorite prince or princess or Disney story. Well, I have a favorite story that I grew up with that I want to read for you today. It's called A Present for the Princess. I hope you enjoy it. A Present for the Princess by Janie Lowe Pascal, illustrated by Elizabeth Webb. Once upon a time, there was a little princess. She was born in a castle. Her father was a king, her mother was a queen, and she had a big sister who was practicing to be a queen. The little princess was very kind, and everyone loved her. Not far from the castle lived a little boy. He couldn't see a thing, for he was blind, but he could feel in his heart the whole wonderful world around him. He loved the birds that sang for him. He loved the bees that buzzed for him. He loved the flowers that made a sweet smell for his little pudgy nose. And then one day, the little blind boy heard that the kind young princess was coming to see him. He was very happy. But, he said, what can I give her for a present? He thought and he thought and he thought. He hurried out to his garden to see what he could find there. Could he give a cabbage to the princess? The princess might laugh at a cabbage. Could he give an onion to the princess? An onion might make the princess cry. He asked the birds what he could give the princess for a present, but they didn't know. He asked the flowers, but they didn't know. Then he asked the bees, and they knew. The nicest present in the whole wide world, buzzed the bees, is a big, red, rosy strawberry. Is that right? He asked the sun, and the sun just beamed. So the little blind boy set out a strawberry plant in his own little garden. He could feel the moist, warm earth with his fingers. He could feel the itty-bitty green strawberry when it formed on the plant. He thought it would grow, but he knew he needed help. So he asked the sun to help, and the sun came and made the strawberry red like the sun. He asked the rain to help, and the rain came and made the strawberry juicy like the rain. He asked the scarecrow to help, and the scarecrow flapped his arms and scared away the big black crows. And the strawberry grew, and it grew, and it grew. At last, the great day came, the day for the visit of the princess. The little blind boy rushed out to his garden. Tenderly, he felt the strawberry. Is it ready? He whispered anxiously. It's ready, beamed the sun, touching it with his long golden fingers. It's ready, buzzed the bees, who were very happy to know the secret. It's ready, flapped the scarecrow proudly, for he thought he had the most important job of all. So the little blind boy picked the strawberry and wrapped it gently in a green leaf. He made a deep bow and gave the strawberry to the princess. It was redder than a rose from the castle garden. It was sweeter than the honey of the bees. It was juicier than a big fat raindrop. It was the best strawberry in the whole wide, wonderful world. It was the nicest present the princess ever had. And the princess popped the rosy red strawberry into her mouth, and she gave the little blind boy a kiss. Perhaps that is a blush that makes the little blind boy's cheeks so red. Perhaps it is just a teeny bit of strawberry juice from the princess. What do you think? The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. Like I said, it's one of my absolute favorites, and I love the end, how the princess had never received a better gift than a simple, perfect strawberry. Thank you for letting me share some of my stories, some of my singing, and some of my favorite quotes with all of you. Remember, to be a prince, princess, or great human, always be kind, always be your authentic self, and always wear your invisible crown.